By the way, you know there's actually a Parsha this Shabbos, Parshas Tzav. You know about that? This week's Parsha is Parshas Tzav. I don't know, it's like the most neglected Parsha. It wouldn't be nice if we didn't do Pesacheinu Megadim to Parshas Tzav, connecting the beginning and the end to Parshas Tzav. Baruch Hashem b'siyata d'shmaya. I think we have two beautiful connections. First of all, this is one of the couple of Parshas. It begins, Vayedaber Hashem el Moshe Leimar. We had that a couple of times. We had that in Va'era. We had that in Kisisa. And we have that in Tzav. I think it's the third time we have it, okay? Oh, we have it in Va'era. And we explained it there. We have it in Kisisa. We also have it in Truma. And we've basically explained them. But we have it this week. The Parsha ends, Vayas Aaron Ubanav es kol hadvarim asher tziva Hashem biyad Moshe. Usually it says, Vayas Aaron Ubanav es kol hadvarim asher tziva Hashem. Why all of a sudden biyad Moshe? So if you remember, in Parshas Va'era, we explained that the expression biyad Moshe, the Malbim says, Rabbi Menachem Zemba says, Tziva Hashem is Tarsha B'chsav, biyad Moshe is Tarsha B'alpeh. Yad Moshe reflects Moshe's seichel, how he understood the Torah. V'chi yadav shel Moshe oisos melchama, yadoi shel Moshe is Moshe's chilek HaTorah. Moshe's eminence, his Torah prowess. Biyad Moshe is Tarsha B'alpeh. And we know, Vayidaber Hashem el Moshe Leimar. Rabbeinu B'chai says, Vayidaber Hashem Tarsha B'chsav. El Moshe Leimar is Tarsha B'alpeh. So the Parsha begins and ends exactly the same. Vayidaber Hashem Tarsha B'chsav. El Moshe Leimar is Tarsha B'alpeh. And it ends, Kol Advarim Asher Tziva Hashem Tarsha B'chsav. Biyad Moshe is Tarsha B'alpeh. Here's one more. Did you realize there's a small mem? You know, everyone gives a lot of attention to the little aleph of Vayikra, and nobody pays attention to the small mem. You know, I looked around. I don't see any of the Rishonim even discussing the small mem. It's not in the Balaturim. It's not in the Roikeach. I wonder if they even had a small mem. But I did find the Chida explains the small mem. Vayidaber Hashem el Moshe leimar zois teiras ha'ila hi ha'ila al Maggid Harakiah. Yeah? You know, it's very interesting medrash. The medrash says on the words zois teiras ha'ila hi ha'ila al ha'moikta. You know what's going to happen to ha'ila, one who elevates himself as with arrogance? Al moikta, he belongs in a fire. Anyone who is arrogant should go in the fire. Shenemar hi ha'oila al moikta. So the Chida writes in the Sefer Lechem and Hashemayim. That's why there's a small mem on moikta. Mem stands for misga'eh. Interesting. I would have thought gaiva is with a gimel. Yeah, but the Chida says the small mem refers to moikta. Refers to misga'eh. So the opening of the parsha is talking about the dangers of gaiva. The kliyakar in Parshas Shmini on Vayakrivu l'fnei Hashem eish zara asher lo tziva oisam, the chet of Nadav and Avihu. You know, the kliyakar says there are many different opinions what the chet was. Was it that they brought an unauthorized fire? Was it that they drank wine? Was it that they didn't get married? Was it that they paskin before Moshe? Says the kliyakar, any pshat you learn what the avera was, the source is gaiva. Shenemar. And that's why Hashem warned them. Zois teiras ha'oila hi ha'oila al moikta al mizbeach, says the kliyakar. God knew this could happen, so He gave them a big warning. This is what's going to happen to someone who elevates himself. He belongs in a fire. That's why, in fact, they were consumed in fire. Why were they consumed in fire? Because zois teiras ha'oila. Says the Kliyakar, V'yichalal dimyon o'ish midas gasas haruach. Fire is like arrogance. Just like someone who wants to be arrogant, he raises himself up. Therefore, he deserves to be punished in fire. Like it says in the beginning of Tzav. Hi ha'oila al moikta, kalam is goa, nidain be'esh. And says the Kliyaka, this includes whether they drank wine. How could they drink wine and go do the avodah? That's gaiva. Whether they didn't get married, why didn't they get married? Gaiva. Or according to the opinion they passed him before Moshe, gaiva. Or they didn't ask him reshus, gaiva. So the parsha begins, Zois Tairas Hoila. Watch out if you raise yourself. Al Moikta, the mem. You know, the Ramban says, in the last Ramban in Parshas Tzav, he says, why does the pasuk say that Aaron Ubanav did Kol Hadvar Mashat Tziva Hashem Biyad Moshe? Why not Es Moshe? The Ramban says Biyad Moshe implies they didn't do everything Hashem told Moshe. They did some of the things. Says Ramban, what thing is the Torah being marames to that they didn't do? The Ramban says, you'll read about in the upcoming Shmini. They brought in Eish Zara. Says Ramban, the last pasuk in Tzav is marames to the chet of Nadav Avihu because it says Biyad Moshe, it didn't say Es Moshe. Somehow the words Biyad Moshe imply not everything Hashem told Moshe. So here you have it, the opening of the parsha. The Moikta, the small mem, is marames to the Gaiva of Nadav Avihu that brought them to bring in Eish Zara, according to the Kliyakar. And the parsha ends with a remez to the chet of Nadav Avihu. That's why it says Biyad Moshe. That's what we got on Parshas Tzav. I wish everyone a wonderful Shabbos, a beautiful Shabbos, a Chag Kosher v'Sameach, shbizoicha to all the great Shafa of Kedusha and Bracha this Yom Tif. And Be'ezras Hashem, hope to see everybody after Yom Tif. We should all be Zoicha, B'Tesvav v'Nisan Nigalu, B'Tesvav v'Nisan Asin Ligal. Good Yom Tif everyone, Shkayach.